Hello people, I am back for another track guide. Can you believe that we are now halfway through the season? Where's the time gone? Anyway, we are at Charlotte and we are in the Mazda MX-5. It's the global Mazda, so it's fixed. Haven't changed anything like the brake bias. The weather conditions are exactly as they should be. If you like the video, please do give it a like. If you want more of this kind of thing, please do subscribe. And if you are feeling extra generous, and thank you to everyone who has donated so far, you can buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. Have a good one, guys. I hope it goes really well. Let us know how you're getting on in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you out there on the track. Cheers. All right, guys, here I go with my 1 minute 32.237 here at Charlotte in the Mazda. So we're approaching turn one, and we're looking at the one board, and at the one board, we're going to do some sort of light to medium braking, and we're just going to flick the car in very gently, hit the gas a little bit as we go down to second, otherwise it's not going to want to come down. It's going to refuse to shift, and we're going to try and get as close as we can to that inside curb. Now, I clipped it and took quite a lot of it. In an ideal world, that wouldn't be the case. So we're getting some rotation in the car. We're already well back onto the gas, and the car's coming out wide. We're back up to third, and we're going to keep our foot down, turn right in on this inside wall, and then we're going to get the car back over to the left for quite a long and treacherous sort of double right-hander, essentially. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to do the normal thing, which would be to brake where we are now and then turn in. We're actually going to turn in and brake in towards the curb and out towards the outside of the track very, very lightly. So we're out the gas, we're braking lightly at the inside curb, we're coming out, now we're down to second, we're on the outside of the track here, just right where we want to be. We're going to give it a little bit of juice just for a second, and then we're going to come back out and get that turn in done, get that rotation. Now on exit, the temptation would be to stay inside the curb. No need, you can use all of this outer track, even get half a wheel on the grass, no problem. Now we've kind of got like another double right-hander here, and we're going to turn in at the edge of the red and white curbing and keep accelerating into the inside curb and out to the outside of the track. And then once the car's kind of straightening up towards the outside, we're hitting the brakes, and we're going to brake fairly long and not too hard. And then we're down to second, and then we're using that to help us rotate the car, get it onto the inside of the track, back onto the gas. It's very easy to float out very wide there. We don't want that. So we want to be tight to this inside curb, and then when the blue line starts, there's kind of like a bump and a lump, and it wants to push you out onto the wall. So it's quite a good idea just to lift a little bit here. As you go over here, just a little lift, And then once you're on the outside of the track, you do want to get as close to the wall as you can. I could have got a bit closer, frankly. Then we're lifting, a little tap on the brakes. We want to generate that rotation. A little bit of gas, and then we really want to get close to this wall. I wasn't quite as rotated as I would have liked to have been here, but we've kept the hammer down, and that's the main thing. I actually brushed the wall here, believe it or not. I get a little tap on the wall. It doesn't generate a 0x, therefore the lap was perfectly valid, and it was my best lap of the run, so we went with it. And then we're really just kind of keeping our foot to the floor around this part of the oval. We want to be right down by the apron. We don't want to be bumping around on the blue and white line there. It's going to slow us down. So you just want to be next to it. You don't want to be on it. And then we're back out to the outside of the track, and we're looking at the boards. And then between the 2 and the 1, more towards the 2, we're going to brake very heavily in a straight line, full threshold braking. We're going to come down to second. And then at round about the middle of the Charlotte logo on the right-hand wall, we're going to start our turn in. We're going to come out of the brakes quite quickly. The car's going to rotate quite hard, so we don't want to be too heavy on the steering wheel. Otherwise, we're just going to do donuts. And we want to take quite a lot of curb here. You can get onto the first blue sausage curb. Don't go onto the second. You'll get a slowdown. You'll get an off track. And then we're obviously out of the brakes at the moment. We're not in the gas either. The car's in the air. So any inputs like on the pedals is really going to throw it off. Once it's down, we're going to brake again briefly. Catch that inside curb. Back up into the gas. Hopefully miss the wall. And we can cut off here across the blue line for a brief period. We must be back up above the apron before we cross this line. If you go much further, you're going to get a slowdown. And in this part of the track, a slowdown here is really going to ruin your race. So again, we're back on the oval, and we want to keep the car just above the apron line. We don't want to be bouncing off below it. It is going to really throw your speed. And then we just want to make sure we're nice and tight on the left. As the track flattens out, we're fine to go a little bit below the line, but we want to be tight to the left. And you'll see here on the grass, there's actually some track surface that you can use beyond the blue and white line. You really do want to be on that. And then there is some skid marks that cross the grass here. That's our cue to get out of the gas, get into the brakes in a straight line here, down to second, and then right where the kink in the blue and white line happens, and there's a little bit of replacement surface there as well where that ends. That's our cue to turn the car in. And we really want to try and create this straight line between these two curbs here. So we're taking a chunk out of both of these curbs. We're in second, we're coming back into the gas, and that nice straight line is going to give us a B line, the shortest route that we can create through this section of track. And then we're over the line to finish our 132.237 here at Charlotte in the Mazda. In the fixed setup. Great track this, and there's going to be a lot of draft racing here this week. There are a lot of walls to watch out for. Turn 1 is particularly treacherous, and then coming back out onto the oval for the second half of the lap is also really dangerous. So just take your time, watch my gas and brake inputs around those areas. Actually, there's a lot of reliance on light, prolonged braking and using your pedals coming out of the gas to get the car to point where you want it. You really do want to steer with your feet here. Anyway, best of luck. I hope it goes really well. Let us know how you're getting on in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a like. Subscribe for more of this kind of thing. And as I said at the start of the video, if you're feeling really generous, please do consider buying me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. Thanks to the people that have already donated. You know who you are. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Best of luck, guys. Catch you next time.